So welcome to the OBSERV 520X demonstration. This is a special demo that we are going to do with this skin analysis system that comes to us from a company called Silton in the Netherlands. So the 520X, this is the latest and the greatest model of the OBSERV, and it has some very nice features that we are going to look into them and explore them. Now there's way too many things to say about the OBSERV and to show you how the system works. It's something that, well, to me at least, it could take a few good hours, and we only have, how much, 40 minutes or
45 minutes.
45 minutes. So I will only give you the highlights. And if you want more information about it, I encourage you to go on our recorded lecture. There is a lecture about the OBSERV, and it also shows how the system works. So you can explore it there, or you can contact us for more information, and we will happily share everything that we can possibly share with you about this system. So before we jump into the demonstration, I just want to say a few words about the technology of the OBSERV. And to that end, I will, first of all, I will tell you that the technology of the OBSERV is based on 5 different illumination modes that are incorporated here in this system, or 5 different light modes that illuminate the face in 5 different ways in order to expose the face from the inside out. So we will be able to see not only what's going on the surface of the skin, but also how the skin looks like in the deeper layers beyond the surface. So the 5 modes that we are going to show you, these are the daylight mode, the parallel polarization mode, cross polarization, true UV mode, and we also have simulated wood lamp here to complete everything. So altogether we have 5 different modes. In addition to these modes, we also have 3 extra observation modes, and these are the vascularity, the pigmentation, and the texture. You don't have to remember everything because we're going to, soon enough, we're going to have Shir, our model here. Shir, can you show yourself, please? Don't be shy. Yes, this is Shir. She will be our model for the skin analysis, and soon enough we will see how we capture the pictures and which diagnostic value exactly can be extracted from each and every light mode that is incorporated here in this skin analysis system. First thing though, I just want to do a quick system overview. So I'll try to take this away a little bit. As you can see, the OBSERV is a small desktop device. It sits on the table. It is operated by an iPad that controls everything. There is a software, an app that you can download from the store, free of charge, of course. And then this is what allows you to use the OBSERV. If we look at the back part of it, you see that the part where the head of the client goes is covered with this hood in order to eliminate any light from penetrating into the area where we take pictures during the capturing itself. So I just want to remove the hood for a second in order to show you how it looks in the inside. So this is the inner part of the OBSERV. This is where the face of the client go. You can see the chin rest here that is adjustable in 5 different angles. So essentially what we do is to capture the face from 5 different angles. We have front view, left and right 40 degrees, and left and right 90 degrees. And then we get a panoramic view of the entire face so we don't miss any spot during the analysis and during the consultation. What you see here in the circumference, this is all the different light sources and the reflectors. I won't go into too many details, but this is where all the magic happens. And well, here inside we have 3 very cool gadgets that are called the face positioning system. This is a visual feedback for the client. When they put their hand inside, they can move their head up and down, and they will see a bar going up and down accordingly. And only when the bar is aligned in the middle, then we know that the face are seated in the correct position, and we can take the pictures. And this is how we get standardized picture over and over. So if now I'm taking Shir's picture, a year from now when she comes back, or hopefully sooner than that, but when she comes back and take another round of pictures, this will be in exactly the same position because of the face positioning system, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, so I think that now we can move forward to the analysis part. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the screen of the iPad. You can bring it back now. So I hope that this will work. Just a moment. Screen. Just a moment, please.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm logging into the OBSERV app. Okay, now I can see what. So Shiri's put her head into the hood, and now I opened her file because this is not the first time that she had this process done. So we already had her file open, as you can see here. Her last session was done on February 10, but we are going to start a new session. So to start a new session, I simply click here, and now I can see, this is exactly what I see from my side of the system. This is what I see on the iPad. Shir, if you can tilt your head up and down, we will see the bar moving up and down accordingly. And up, yes, a bit more, so we can see the bar going up and down.
On the left side, on the bottom of the left side of the screen.
Yes, you see the bar going up and down. Okay, so now when the line is in the middle, is aligned with the two other lines, now I know that the face is in the right position, and I'm going to capture the pictures. It takes about 10 seconds. So Shir, hold your breath for about 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Excellent. And now I see that all the pictures are running fast one after the other just to confirm the consistency. We see that the client didn't move their head, and I know that this is a good consistent picture. I can approve it. And now we move to the next angle, which is the right 40 degrees. Yes, you can move it. You see she already knows the process. Now again, we make sure that the line is in the middle, so the face is in the right position. Are you ready, Shir? Mm-hmm. And go. That's perfect. Okay. And the next one is left 40 degrees. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. And go. So altogether, the process itself, you see, we capture 5 different pictures, one after the other, and it takes less than 10 seconds. So this is the only time when we ask the client not to move, not to blink if possible, and just keep their head steady. And now we see again that the pictures are consistent. And we have 2 more angles to go. We have left 90 degrees. Perfect, this way. Okay. You ready? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Very good, Shir. And the last one, this is right 90 degrees. One more, yeah, you got it. Mm-hmm. And you ready? Mm-hmm. There was a little bit of movement there, but it's good enough for the purpose of this demonstration. Okay, so let's approve it. And now that we have taken all pictures from 5 different angles, we move forward to the next part of the process, and this is the analysis itself. So now you will see how we do the analysis and how we go picture by picture, light mode by light mode, and analyze the skin, not just what's on the surface, but also what's underneath. Essentially, the OBSERV, if I failed to mention before, it's a system that allows us to expose, to reveal the layer of the skin, the inner layers of the skin, and then we can see all kinds of pigmentation and vascular conditions and anomalies that lurk under the surface of the skin, and we can treat them before they reach the surface and before they intensify. So we can be much more effective with the treatment plan that we design to our customers. Shir, I still need you, please. We're not done yet.
You are on the hook.
You're on the hook. Come sit by my side here. Or you can just.
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry. Now I can sit with Shir here. We can take the iPad away and we can sit together, and we are going to analyze picture by picture. And we begin with what you see here on the screen. This is always the first picture that we see. This is the daylight mode. The daylight mode, basically what it does is to illuminate the face in consistent, soft daylight settings to replicate, to mimic natural daylight. And this is the first picture in the process, because this is a very good opportunity for us to start the baseline for the consultation. Basically, I'm going to tell Shir that, well, this is your skin. This is your face that was taken in daylight mode. This is how people see you on a day-to-day basis. And this is the front view, of course, that we have the all the other angles. And by looking at your face, what would you like to see improving in your skin during the treatment? What are your expectations? Why did you decide to come here and have a treatment done on yourself? What are the main concerns of the client? So go ahead.
Definitely forehead lines.
Forehead lines, okay. So I'm going to add this concern here. I will just use wrinkles. You see, I have, just a moment. I have list of concerns that I put together myself, so everyone can put their own concerns there, or the way that you are used to communicate those concerns to your clients. So this is 100% editable. So now I'm choosing wrinkles, and this will be our main concern here on the forehead. Going back.
A little bit on the nose.
A little bit on the nose here. Okay, so this is another area that we would like to treat. I do see some redness going on your cheeks, so I can mark that as rosacea. Okay, where is it? Rosacea here. So we have some rosacea here on the cheeks that we are going to address later in the treatment. And what else do you see?
Blackheads.
You see some blackheads. Okay, we can definitely take care of that. Just a moment. Blackheads here. These are the blackheads, and I see here some some broken capillaries. Yes, just the beginning of some very mild broken capillaries, but we can address that as well during the protocol that we're going to design for you. So broken capillaries, we're going to treat this side, and maybe we have some on this side. Yes, we see some broken capillaries here. Okay, so these are the main concerns that we observed so far. We have wrinkles, we have blackheads, we have rosacea, we have some broken capillaries just under the eyes, symmetric broken capillaries. All right. So first of all, I want to assure you that we can definitely accommodate all of that, but this is going to take more than just one treatment. And later I'm going to discuss which treatments I'm recommending for you, for your specific skin conditions and your concerns. I have a list of treatments here, but this is for a later part of the consultation. So this is the daylight mode. We begin with the daylight mode to ask the client candidly what they are most concerned about with their face. This is also the mode that we usually use to compare before and after. So we can put this picture the before picture and then, do the treatment. And when she comes back for the second treatment, we will do another round of pictures, and then we will be able to compare and see the improvement from session to session, unbiased proof, visual proof of improvement. All right, so this was the daylight mode. The next mode, this is the parallel polarization. By the way, you see here on the screen that we have these cheat sheet for each and every light mode. We have this guide that helps us with a little bit of explanation about this light mode, what it is exactly doing, what it is exposing in the skin, what are the layers of the skin that are illuminated, and the main diagnostic value of each light mode. So we have it for each and every light mode here in the OBSERV. Now let's collapse it. All right, so this is the parallel polarization, and in parallel polarization, what we do is to enhance the reflection of light that bounces back from the very surface of the skin, from the corneocyte cells. They reflect light more visibly, so we can choose to see only the light that comes back from the surface of the skin. And then we can see all the textural anomalies of the face. So we see the wrinkles more enhanced. If we compare it to the daylight, this is the daylight, and this is the parallel polarization. Everything that has to do with pore health, with texture, with micro relief patterns, wrinkles, fine lines, all texture-related issues can be analyzed and diagnosed much more visibly, much more easily in the parallel polarization mode. So here we definitely see that you have some worry lines on the forehead and some bunny lines here on the nose. We see them more visibly. We definitely see the pores more easily. Other than that, I have to say that your complexion is quite good. I mean, the topography of the skin, the micro relief patterns, this is not something that I would be too worried about. We can definitely improve it and maintain it so it won't deteriorate prematurely. But other than the wrinkles here and the pores, you're in pretty good shape. So this is the parallel polarization mode. The next one, this is the cross polarization mode. So you see, I moved from parallel polarization to cross polarization. And cross polarization is doing the other way around than parallel polarization. It suppresses the light that comes back from the surface of the skin and enhances the light that comes back from structures that are found in the deeper layers, mostly vascular components that reside under the surface of the skin. So if we want to analyze vascular conditions, all kinds of inflammations or rosacea or broken capillaries, this would be our go-to light mode. And you can see that here the redness is a bit more enhanced. Let's see the broken capillaries. So you see the broken capillaries much more visibly than if we would use the daylight mode. So this is the daylight, and this is the cross polarization. So you see the beginning of the broken capillaries here. We also see them here, of course. So there's around the nose a little bit. Yeah, so this is just the beginning of the broken capillary, but if we leave it untreated, then it will for sure intensify in the next few years. So this is definitely something that we need to be aware of. So in a nutshell, the cross polarization, what is giving us, we can diagnose copperosis, rosacea, acne, active acne lesions, areas that are inflamed on the skin, sensitive skin, and so on and so forth. So this, oh, sorry. All right, so this was the cross-polarization mode. Next one, we have the true UV mode. And this is a very interesting mode because now we go beyond the surface of the skin. With the UV, we basically peel off the surface and take a deeper look into the inner layers of the skin. And the first thing that we see that is very clear is all the pigmentation, all the melanin content of the face, the melanin distribution. We see it very, very clearly. So, and this is something that we would not be able to see if we only see the face as they are in a daylight mode, okay? So the UV mode is very useful when we want to diagnose everything that has to do with pigmentation, pigmented lesions, also melasma. This is something that we can definitely diagnose in this condition. Another thing that is very useful for us here is to determine the client's skin type. I mean, if it's oily or normal, combination, or dry skin. We do so by exploring the sebum secretions and the porphyrin content that is usually very, very pronounced around the nose, on the forehead, and around the mouth, what we call the T-zone and the U-zones. Here on shear, we see very few dots. If we look very closely, we see very few pinkish, orange dots that indicate the presence of acne. This is porphyrin that is secreted by acne. And we see very, very few active sebum glands. If we had a lot of sebum, then we would see much more yellow, orange dots on the nose. So this is a clear indication that she has dry skin. Can you confirm it?
Yes.
She has dry skin, and this is very, very obvious here from this picture. So we are going to design a treatment for her that is suitable for dry skin, including treatments and home care products that we carry. So we have to keep that in mind. What we also see in the UV mode, sorry, this is the degradation of collagen in the dermis, in the papillary layer of the skin. So areas around the eyes, for example, that are darker than the rest of the face, this is a clear indication that this specific area is losing collagen more rapidly. And of course that, the area under the eyes and around the mouth, these are mostly the two main areas that first start to lose collagen as we grow old. So basically, the darker the skin looks in comparison to the rest of the face, this is an indication that this area is losing collagen, and we need to focus on this area if we want to do a collagen induction therapy, for example, with the derma roller microneedling. So we will focus more on the areas that are close to the eyes and around the mouth, of course. So this was the UV mode. Let's see if I forgot something. So we talked about sebum gland distribution, skin type determination, pore health, pigment hiding inside the skin, dry skin, acne inflammation, which you don't have, thinning of the skin. This is what we just saw under the eyes and around the mouth. But this is very common. Everyone is having this collagen deterioration to some extent there. We can also see scar tissue growth. So if she's just developing scars, we would be able to see it with this light mode. We will see the scar that is only beginning to develop. And future skin problems and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So these are the main diagnostic value of the UV mode. And the last mode this is the simulated Woods lamp. Now, many of you are probably familiar with the Woods lamp. This is not a new technology. It's been used for quite a long time now to diagnose all kinds of skin infections, especially viral infections of the skin. So we can use it also to diagnose acne and acne areas that are prone to acne breakouts. We can also use it to diagnose hypopigmentation, like vitiligo. This is something that will be very easily observed with this light mode. Now, we can also diagnose pigmentation. Of course, there is some overlap between the Woods light and the true UV mode. On some skin types, it's easier to diagnose the skin type, the distribution of sebum and the degradation of collagen and pigment distribution with the Woods mode, especially on more darker skin tones. We use the Woods mode in order to see beyond the surface of the skin. So this is the Woods mode. Let's see if I forgot anything. Distribution of hydrolipid film and loss of structural integrity skin under the eyes. So yeah, this is pretty much the same as the true UV, but is designed for darker skin tones, I would say. All right, so these are the 5 different light modes that we are using during the process when we capture the pictures. You saw the 5 different light modes, one after the other. In addition to these light modes, to the raw light modes, we also have 3 analysis modes that summarize the main concerns that people have today when they come to the clinic. And this is the texture, the pigmentation, and the redness of the skin. So what the machine is doing is using, the OBSERV is using sophisticated image processing algorithms in order to take all these 5 modes that we just mentioned and to highlight really the main concerns that we just mentioned: the texture, the pigmentation, and the redness in an unobstructed view. So in the texture, we will only see the texture of the skin. We will only see the things that are related to the texture, to the skin surface. So this mode here, for example, we can see the lines very, very easily. We can see all the lines and all the micro relief patterns. And now what I can start doing as the practitioner, I can tell to Shir, well, we were worried about the lines. What I can suggest you is a series of oxygenol treatments in order to not to treat the lines per se, but to prepare the skin to a more aggressive treatment that will follow the oxygenol. Because we also saw that your skin is dry and we want to accommodate that. We first want to repair the skin barrier before we go and do anything else that is more aggressive on the skin. So I recommend you to start with a series of oxygenol treatments. I would choose the oxygenol hydrate for you because it replenishes the skin hydration and it repairs the skin barrier. And this is something that we're going to do all over the face, okay? We're going to start with a few sessions with the oxygenol before we take the next step to address the wrinkles. And for the wrinkles, I have 2 solutions for you. I have the DermaRoller, where is it? The DermaRoller CIT, and I have the Divine Pyramid Facelift that we just saw the demo with the RF microneedles. Let's start with the DermaRoller CIT, and if we want to enhance the results, we can also always go to a more aggressive treatment with the more energy-based treatment with the Voluderm, with the Divine. Okay, so we are going to do the collagen induction therapy. Again, we are going to treat the entire face, but we will focus on the forehead because this is where you have you are most worried about. And you told me that you still don't want to start with Botox or filler regime. You want natural looking results, and this is what the DermaRoller is doing best. It's giving you natural looking results that last for a long time. All right, so this was the texture mode. Next, let's see the pigmentation. Oh, sorry. Just a moment. Okay, view mode. Yeah. Now let's see the pigmentation. Here, what we see is only the pigmentation, the pigment distribution, the melanin distribution under the skin. So what we see is that your melanin distribution is pretty good. You don't have too many pigmented lesions. You have a few spots here that we can definitely treat with an IPL, for example, with a 3D IPL. We have the same kind of lesions here on the other side. But altogether, I see that your melanin distribution is relatively easy. You don't have any melasma, any diffuse pigmentation. You don't have anything that is too intense. And we also see it here on the daylight mode, right? We don't see any pigmentation that is too visible. But what I can tell you is that if you are not going to treat this pigmentation today or in the next few months, then it will intensify and it will reach the surface of the skin. So we want to make sure that we are treating that. Oh boy, we don't have too much time. So for the pigmentation here, what I would recommend is to do a series of a few shots with the 3D IPL. Okay, so I will add a 3D IPL for you, and we're going to treat these lesions, this one, all these tiny lesions here. We're going to treat with the 3D IPL, and we also have them here, right? We're going to get rid of the pigment there and to even your skin tone before it intensifies, before it becomes more visible. Okay, perfect. So we talked about the texture, we talked about the pigmentation, and the last one, this is the redness of the face. This mode allows us to analyze the vascular condition of the face. So people with rosacea, broken capillaries, cuperosis, everything that has to do with the vascularity of the skin, this is where we can suggest solutions for their concerns. In this case, you have some redness, you have some, we see some redness on the face, but you see that again, the distribution of the blood vessels, of the capillaries is quite good. You don't have anything that is too visible on the surface of the skin. To treat the rosacea, I would go with the oxygenol, because the oxygenol will dehydrate, especially will repair the skin barrier, will enrich your skin with hydration, refill your hydration reservoirs of the skin, and it will take down the inflammation on notch or two. So it won't be as visible as it is right now. But if you do want to treat those broken capillaries, then again we can do a few shots with the 3D IPL. So we can also treat with the 3D IPL here around your broken capillaries as well. Okay. And anything else that I forgot to mention, or you feel that we covered it pretty much everything? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So how much time do we have? Before we run out of time, I just want to say a few words about comparing different pictures. And this is very, very important feature that the OBSERV offers, is not just to look on each light mode individually. We can also take different light modes and compare them together. And then we get another layer of observations that we can make on the skin, and we can be much more, we can get much more information on the true health condition of this specific skin that we are treating. Let's see a few examples. This is a very nice way to compare it, is by light mode. Okay, so we can compare two different light modes to each other. For example, on top we put the daylight mode, and on the bottom we can compare any other pictures that we want, and we can show to the client, look, this is how your face look like. You see the light mode, you see the daylight mode, and you don't see all this redness, but this redness will intensify if we leave it untreated. The same goes for pigmentation, or for the wrinkles and the scars, or what have you. We can compare two pictures, one on top of the other. We can also put them side by side, like we see here. So on one side we have the daylight, on the other side we have the pigmentation, for example. Okay, so we can compare them like this. We can compare them, we can have a split face, we can do a horizontal split or a vertical split. So now this is the vertical split that you see. And this is a very nice way to kind of peel the skin of the client in front of them in real time. So in one side we put, on the one side we put the daylight mode, on the other side we can put the UV, and see what happens when we peel off the surface of your skin. Right now everything looks pretty much good, pretty much okay, but under your skin, this is what you see. You see all these pigmented spots that lurk under the surface, and you see the thinning of the skin under the eyes and under the mouth here. So this is something that has a very nice wow effect when we sit with the client and tell them, look, this is what's going on under your skin. And most of the people never saw their face like that before, so it has a very nice wow effect. Another way to compare this is vertical. So this is the same thing, just left and right. To me, this is the most intuitive way of comparing pictures. Now, there are many comparisons that we can do. Beyond the scope of this lecture, I cannot go on each and every comparison. I will tell you that there is one very useful comparison that we can do between the pigmentation mode on one side and the vascularity mode on one side. Why is this helpful? Because many times that people are coming to us and they have pigmentation, especially in case of melasma and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, those pigmented lesions also have a vascular component underneath them that is feeding the pigmentation, is stimulating the melanocytes in this specific area. And this is what stimulates the pigmentation. And if we only look at the pigmentation, We can never tell if this is something that is fed by blood vessels or no, if this is a superficial pigmentation or no, that if we compare each and every pigmented lesion to the corresponding vascular component, all of a sudden we see that some of the pigmentation, like I said, especially in case of melasma and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, we see both a pigmented lesion and a vascular lesion underneath. And this tells us that we need to treat this lesion both as a pigmented lesion and as a vascular lesion, because if we only treat it as a big pigmented lesion, at some point it will come back because we didn't take care of the vascular component that is feeding the pigmentation. Okay, just one more thing that I want to show you before we move forward. We have something that is called the blend mode, which is very, very neat, very nice feature. The blend mode allows us to put on one hand the daylight setting or any other mode that you choose. And on the other hand, we can choose the pigmentation or the redness or the texture of the skin. And then what I can show you is that this is your face today. But over time, if we leave it untreated, you see all this pigmentation that is expected to reach the surface, let's say 5, 10 years from now. So this is a very nice tool to demonstrate how the skin is going to deteriorate if we leave it as is. This is the natural aging process, we know, but it will get aggravated if your lifestyle involves lots of sun or what have you. So we can do it for the pigmentation. We can also do it for the redness. So this is your face today, and this is the redness that is expected to intensify over time. And we can also do it for the texture, of course. Oh, sorry. So this is how your skin gonna look like 5 to 10 years from now. When you want to do the treatment, it will prevent that from happening, or it will at least postpone it. So this is the blend mode. What else? Okay, so we talked about the 5 different light modes: daylight, parallel polarization, cross polarization, UV. I'm not in the right mode. Detail. Daylight, parallel, cross polarization, UV, woods, texture, pigmentation, and redness. I didn't mention it, but you can also compare pictures by angle. Okay, so you can choose within the same light mode. You can choose two different angles. So, for example, if you want to see if a certain lesion is symmetric, we would go here and we would check if this pigmentation is symmetrical, or if the other whatever lesion is symmetrical or not. So this is the comparison that we can do by angle. We can also compare by time, okay? And then what we do, on the one hand, we have the picture from the previous treatment, okay? So you didn't do any treatment, so we won't see any difference. But on the left-hand side, this is the treatment, the pictures that were taken on February, and this is the pictures that were taken today. And if we had any treatment done, we will see some difference. Well, we do see some difference on the vascularity. Mm-hmm. I see that the vascularity, the broken capillaries, were more intensive before this session. Okay, so this is how we compare before and afters, and we can also do it for the UV, for the pigmentation, for any other light mode. At the end of the day, after we are done with the skin analysis and we marked all the concerns and we went one by one, mode by mode, and we exposed the skin, we exposed pigmentation, we exposed redness, what we can do is to summarize everything into a report. So the next part of the consultation is to click on the report on the upper right corner. And the OBSERV automatically summarizes everything into a PDF. And this is the report that you see here. All the pictures that we took from all different angles, everything is here. All the concerns that we marked are here. So we can see them very visibly, very easily. And all the treatments that we suggested to get rid of those concerns. So we have the Oxygeneo, the Derma Roller, and the alpha IPL, both on the pigmentation and the vascular lesions, the broken capillaries. Another thing that we can do now is to add treatments, home care treatments and instructions for the client to read it at home and their convenience. So, Shir, for you, I would recommend, first and foremost, I want you to take the Derma Roller Home Care to treat yourself at home between sessions to help your skin breathe and increase the permeability. And you use it in combination with, with the hyaluronic acid serum of Derma Roller. So this is something that you will do twice a week. You can add all the instructions into the OBSERV, and all the instructions will be there. So this is something that you do twice a week. And on a daily basis, I want you to use the Irregularities moisturizer here with bioactive peptides that will keep your fibroblast active for a long period of time. So this is what I recommend you to use at home. Irregularities moisturizer every day, twice a week with the home care roller and the hyaluronic serum. And if you want, I can also add a night cream, Irregularities night cream, that will take care of your skin during the night. Okay. And of course, that each clinic can put their own catalog in here with their own treatments and recommend them to the clients. And now I see my home care recommendations were added, and the only thing that was left for me to do is to send it to the client. I just go here. I can I choose to share it by email, and here I have the email that I can edit, and I will send it to Shir, and she will get it to her email, and then later she can read it at her convenience at home, and she can come much more prepared for the next treatment, for the next session. All right, now, are there any questions, Moshe, that we need to?
There are some requests for more information, and people left their email addresses, so we are going to send them all the information. Okay,
I just want to say one more thing before we wrap this up. So we saw that the OBSERV is a very comprehensive skin analysis system, but at the end of the day, what's in it for you, the clinic owners? Well, I think that the main advantage of the OBSERV, or the main benefit of it, is that it completely revolutionizes or optimizes the way that you are doing skin consultations and skin analysis to your clients. And this completely optimizes the experience, the skincare experience, not only for your practitioners, but more importantly for your clients, because people can come and they can see their skin like never before, really. Then they can see beyond all the different aspects of it, for the bad and for the good, but they will see the skin as it is, without any obstructions, without any filters. This is their skin, and you can talk to them very candidly and explain them. Now you have a scientific and visual tool that can support all your knowledge and all your expertise, and it's much more easier to communicate this to the client when you have those visuals to show to the client. So it's a very, very effective tool to create engagement, to increase the engagement of the client, to get their curiosity, to get to create skin awareness, and to get them more involved with the treatment. I will tell you that you can also use the OBSERV. Well, it's first and foremost a very, very effective skin analysis system, but it is also a very, very effective marketing device, because you saw all the pictures that we just reviewed, that we just saw. You can post them on your website, on your Facebook page, and you can show before and after, not just with the daylight mode, but also with the UV mode or the pigmentation. And this is something that really, really draw the attention of your audience. Of course, that with the permission of the clients. Everything has to do with has to be approved with the client, and they need to sign that they approve you to use those pictures. So it's not only a skin analysis device, it's also a marketing device, which is a topic for a whole other discussion, but this is a very, very important aspect of your success. And like I said, you are completely optimizes the way that you are or that your clients are experiencing their visits to your clinic. Essentially, this is what it does. Anything that you want to add, Moshe?
No, this is the only session we have that we don't have to finish with hyaluronic mask or ready medical or moisturizer.
Yeah, so the way that I see the OBSERV, this is, in a way, this is the center of the clinic. This is everyone go through the OBSERV, and then we send them to different IPL, laser, oxygen, microneedling. everything go through the OBSERV and from the OBSERV. So this is really the way to work with it, as if this was the center of your clinic.
Perfect.
Okay, I think that's it. We ran out of time.
You got a lot of compliments for the demo. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Doron.
You can watch the lecture later.
So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Doron. Thank you very much, Sir.
My pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.